Every aircraft needs several paint refreshes or new liveries during its active life. This is important for protection, performance, and airline branding. How does this happen and how much does it cost? Let's find out. As you can imagine, painting an aircraft is no easy task. Following the example of Qantas repainting an A330, the first step in painting is to remove the previous paint layers using solvents to remove the paint and then sanding down to the surface. This is essential to reduce weight. Qantas estimates the weight of paint on an A380 to be over 500 kilograms. It also gives a chance to inspect the fuselage for damage or corrosion. Paint is then reapplied. It is sprayed on one color at a time with areas of the fuselage painted with each color carefully covered. A gloss layer finishes the paint job. Painting and maintenance costs are not something that airlines generally publish, but we can get a good idea from information shared online. Discussion on several forums indicates cost of $175,000 and upwards for wide-body aircraft and down to $50,000 for narrow bodies. Discussion on airliners.net indicates similar figures with the 747 going as high as $300,000. The BBC looked at the case of British Airways repainting its A319 aircraft. It details a repaint taking a 10-person team 950 man-hours to repaint. Also though, remember that the cost of the physical painting and labor is only part of the equation. Taking an aircraft out of service is a major expense for any airline. Repainting can take up to 2 weeks for larger aircraft, so this is very significant. It's common and sensible to schedule painting, maintenance and other updates and refits together to minimize the time the aircraft is out of use. Minimizing repainting obviously makes sense given high costs and time out of service. This is one reason why many aircraft have a mainly white color scheme, as white fades slower than other colors. It also helps keep the aircraft cooler and shows up fuselage damage easier. Typically, most aircraft are repainted at least once 7 to 10 years. Given that it is so expensive, you may question why airlines paint aircraft at all, and more importantly, why they regularly repaint. There are several important reasons. The livery is an important part of branding. Airlines want to change this between aircraft, and certainly when sold or leased to another airline, it will need to change. But more importantly, repainting is also important for safety and performance. Regular painting helps to avoid corrosion of the fuselage, and stripping back allows inspection and repair. Dirt and damage to the surface also reduce aerodynamic performance. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe to this channel.